Hello, welcome to the Bible Quotes channel. Today we are going to explore a fascinating and fundamental topic for our understanding of human existence: the difference between spirit and soul. The Bible gives us clear answers, and in this video we will explore every detail. We will address 1. Understanding the soul, the essence of our being. Understanding the soul, the essence of our being. 2. Discovering the spirit, the inner divine spark. Discovering the spirit, the inner divine spark. 3. The interaction between soul and spirit. 4. How to live rooted in the spirit. How to live rooted in the spirit. Stay until the end, as this knowledge can transform your relationship with God. Understanding the soul, the essence of our being. The soul is often understood as the deepest essence of the human being, the part of us that transcends mere physical existence. Throughout history, various philosophical, spiritual, and religious traditions have attempted to define the soul, but they all converge on a central point. The soul is what makes us unique, what maintains our individuality, and what connects us to the universe in a deeper way. It is not limited to the body. It is not subject to the physical laws of matter, and therefore it possesses an intangible yet real nature. We can think of the soul as the core of our being, the place where our most significant experiences, our memories, emotions, and the essence of who we truly are stored. Unlike the mind, which deals with thoughts and reasoning, and the body, which is the physical manifestation, the soul is the vital force that permeates our entire existence. It is through the soul that we feel compassion, love, pain, and joy on profound levels, as it serves as the receptacle of our spiritual and emotional experiences. The understanding of the soul requires introspection. It is necessary to observe not only what we think and feel, but who we are when we find ourselves in silence. The moment we turn off external distractions and turn inward reveals aspects of the soul that often remain hidden during everyday life. Meditation, contemplation, and spiritual practices help in this process, allowing us to explore the inner vastness, recognize our virtues, and also confront our shadows. Moreover, the soul possesses an ethical and moral dimension. In it reside our inclinations toward good and evil, our choices, and the capacity for reflection on our actions. Different philosophies assert that the soul is immortal, and that throughout life, it evolves through experiences, learnings, and challenges. Each decision made, each emotion experienced, and each significant event contributes to the growth of the soul, making us more aware of our own essence. The connection with the soul is also directly linked to the connection with others and with the universe. When we recognize our soul, we begin to value not only our own existence, but also the presence of others, understanding that everyone has a similar essence that deserves respect and love. This recognition leads us to a fuller life, less dominated by ego and material concerns, and more focused on harmony, empathy, and compassion. Therefore, understanding the soul is understanding ourselves in our entirety. It is to recognize that we are more than body and mind, that we possess a subtle dimension that transcends the physical. This knowledge allows us to live with greater purpose, aligning our actions with what we truly are, and thus contributing to our spiritual evolution. The soul is the inner lighthouse that guides us, even in the most challenging situations, constantly reminding us of our essence and our connection to something greater than ourselves. Discovering the spirit, the inner divine spark. The spirit is often described as the divine spark that resides within every human being. Unlike the soul, which represents our individual essence, the spirit connects us directly to the universal source, the creative energy of the cosmos, or the divinity, depending on the adopted spiritual perspective. While the soul reflects who we are internally, the spirit reminds us of who we can be in relation to the whole, serving as a channel of transcendence and enlightenment. Discovering the spirit requires openness to the intangible, a willingness to perceive reality beyond the physical world. It is to recognize that there is something in us that is not limited to earthly experiences, that transcends time and space. Many spiritual traditions describe the spirit as immortal, pure, and essentially good, unlike the soul, which absorbs both light and shadow throughout existence. He is seen as the direct expression of divinity within each of us, the part that connects us to universal truth and eternal wisdom. The Spirit manifests in various ways. For some, it reveals itself through deep intuition, that internal feeling of knowing the right path or recognizing truths that cannot be explained by logic. For others, the Spirit expresses itself through acts of unconditional love, compassion, and service to others. These manifestations are indicators that we are in tune with our divine spark, allowing our lives to be guided by higher principles, not just by immediate desires and needs. A central aspect of the Spirit is its relationship with purpose. Discovering the Spirit is also discovering the reason for our existence and understanding how we can contribute to the greater good. It acts as an inner guide, illuminating paths, inspiring creativity, resilience, and courage. Those who connect deeply with the Spirit develop a sense of inner peace that does not depend on external circumstances, for they recognize that the true source of fulfillment lies within themselves. Moreover, the Spirit and spiritual consciousness are intrinsically linked. As we become aware of our divine spark, we begin to live in a more integrated and harmonious way. The practice of meditation, prayer, or contemplation helps to strengthen this connection, allowing the Spirit to guide the soul toward evolution and balance. It is through this connection that we can transcend fears, attachments, and personal limitations, finding meaning and serenity even in the face of adversities. Therefore, discovering the Spirit is more than an intellectual exercise. It is a lived experience. It is to perceive the presence of divinity within us, to understand our connection with the whole, and to allow that inner spark to illuminate our actions and choices. By nurturing the Spirit, we strengthen our capacity to love, to create, to serve, and to live authentically, establishing a lasting connection with that which is eternal and unchanging within us and in the universe. The interaction between soul and spirit. The interaction between soul and spirit is one of the most fascinating aspects of the human experience. Although distinct, these two elements are intimately connected, influencing each other and shaping the way we live, feel, and perceive reality. The soul, as individual essence, and the spirit, as inner divine spark, form a dynamic partnership. The soul reflects our uniqueness, while the spirit connects us to the whole. We can imagine the soul as the lens through which we experience life, while the spirit is the light that illuminates that lens. When the soul and spirit are aligned, life flows with more coherence and purpose. The decisions made by the soul become attuned to higher spiritual values, and the spirit finds in the soul a means to express itself in the material world. This alignment is crucial for personal evolution, as it allows the individual to live fully, integrating experience and transcendence. In everyday life, the interaction between soul and spirit manifests in a subtle yet powerful way. Deep experiences of insight, intuition, or revelation are often the result of this connection. When the soul is receptive, the spirit can guide thoughts, feelings, and actions more clearly. Similarly, when the spirit is awakened, it inspires the soul to seek growth, learning, and alignment with higher principles. This relationship is symbiotic. The spirit gives direction, and the soul gives form to the manifestation of this energy in the physical world. This interaction also helps to balance the challenges of life. The soul, by experiencing emotions, pains, and joys, brings important lessons to consciousness, while the spirit offers perspective, guidance, and resilience. The integration of these elements allows us to face adversities with greater serenity, avoiding impulsive reactions and cultivating wisdom. In other words, the interaction between soul and spirit transforms potentially chaotic experiences into opportunities for growth and evolution. Another essential aspect of this relationship is spiritual evolution. The soul learns through experience, but the spirit guides this learning, pointing out paths that lead to the expansion of consciousness. Each challenge faced, each victory achieved, and each lesson assimilated strengthen the soul, and at the same time, deepen the connection with the spirit. This continuous process creates a cycle of self-discovery and transformation, allowing the human being to become more whole, compassionate, and aware. How to live rooted in the Spirit. Living rooted in the Spirit is living with the awareness of our divine spark in all aspects of life. It means allowing the Spirit to guide our actions, thoughts, and choices, making us more centered, compassionate, and connected to the greater purpose. Rooting oneself in the Spirit is not just an abstract spiritual concept. It is a daily practice that transforms the way we perceive life and relate to the world. The first step to living rooted in the Spirit is self-awareness. It is necessary to recognize that there is a spiritual dimension within us that is independent of external circumstances. This perception allows us to evaluate our actions not only by what is convenient or pleasurable, but by what is aligned with elevated values such as love, compassion, integrity, and wisdom. The practice of meditation, prayer, or daily contemplation strengthens this awareness, creating an internal space of clarity and serenity. Living in the Spirit also requires the mind's detachment. This does not mean rejecting the material world, but not allowing it to dominate our sense of identity or purpose. When we are rooted in the Spirit, we understand that true happiness and fulfillment come from a deep connection with the divine spark, not from possessions, status, or external recognition. This detachment gives us the freedom to act with authenticity, maintaining emotional balance even in the face of challenges. Another essential practice is acting with purpose and service. Living rooted in the Spirit implies recognizing that our actions impact not only ourselves, but also the collective. Through selfless service, supporting others, and expressing love and compassion, we strengthen our connection with the Spirit. Each act of kindness, no matter how small it may seem, is a manifestation of the divine spark within us and contributes to the harmony and evolution of the world around us. Presence and mindfulness are equally important. Being rooted in Spirit means living the present moment with awareness, perceiving the opportunities for learning, growth, and love that arise in each instant. This practice helps us maintain emotional balance, cultivate deeper relationships, and respond to life's situations with wisdom and clarity. Finally, living rooted in the Spirit involves continuous self-improvement. The Spirit inspires us to evolve, learn from our experiences, and integrate the lessons into our daily lives. This includes cultivating patience, empathy, forgiveness, and courage, qualities that strengthen our connection with the divine spark and allow us to live more fully and harmoniously. Therefore, living rooted in the Spirit is a journey of constant alignment between the inner divine essence and the human experience. It is a daily practice of awareness, detachment, service, presence, and continuous growth, which transforms not only our own lives, but also the world around us. By cultivating this connection, we become more integral, compassionate, and aware, living in harmony with our true nature and the universal energy that sustains us. Now that you understand the difference between soul and spirit, I ask, how have you been taking care of your essence and the divine spark within you? Now that you understand the difference between soul and spirit, I ask, how have you taken care of your essence and the divine spark within you? Comment below, share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe to the Caster Bible Quotes Jadiun channel for more content that will strengthen your faith and spiritual life.